What's up, CEOs? If you are watching this right now, then hit replay because you're probably watching the replay. And then that gives me an idea of like what time people are watching these videos. And today we're going to talk about an update in the car industry during quarantine or doing COVID-19 or doing, this time. What's up? Who I got with me this morning? I am making me some coffee. What's up, Eric? How you doing? Good to see you. How's it going? Making me some coffee so that I can start this day. My schedule is obviously a little different like everyone else's. But yeah, let me know who's watching. My goal today is to help you to find some, ways to keep sales going or to find ways to bring in other revenue during this time. So if you have any questions about keeping sales going or bringing in revenue, very good. Finally have time. I thought about you the other day because I was thinking, wow, he was so busy and probably now he has time. Okay, so yeah, because this is not the first time something like this has happened. I mean, I guess exactly like this, it's the first time, but we've kind of been in a similar situation before with 2008, and I wasn't a dealer then though, but I did learn some things from that financial event. Okay, so I got a lot of new people in the group. For those of you who do not know me, I'm Shamel Leonard, and I created this group and the Auto Dealer Business School to give you the resources you need to make six figures every year, each and every year, and to grow your business and to run your business like a business. Good morning, Dre. So today, let's talk about what's going on in our business, right? So car sales are still happening. They are definitely slow. Okay. So I'm not going to be the one to say, everything is all good. It's definitely different. Things are definitely slow, but I want to challenge you. I think that might be the word, to look at what this time is telling you about your business and what you need to implement to, be more sustainable, okay, if you will. One suggestion is, if you aren't already selling cash cars, then cash cars are the recession-proof market, because if there are any car sales happening right now, it's cash car sales. Okay, there are lots of people who are reluctant to finance, who are reluctant to spend large amounts on cars, but if they need a car, then they are buying a cash car. Good morning, Joseph. So that's just one tip. If you're not selling cash cars right now, then cash cars is what you need to be selling. So let's talk about selling. Right now, the auctions, every state is different. And I know I talked to a lot of dealers all across the U.S., and every state is different right now. Some states have a shelter in place order, which is like, don't leave unless it's essential business. Okay. And on some of those states, PDFs that I've seen, auto dealers or auto sales have not been listed as essential business. We're going to have to talk to somebody about that. Okay. But what has been listed is, auto repair has been listed, and I can't think of anything else in the auto business, but yes, auto repair has definitely been listed. Okay. So if you have your mechanic at your shop, you can definitely be offering auto repairs at this moment and still bring some money into your place of business. Okay. So that's one idea. Eric says, do you think banks will still finance cars as before? I'm really not sure. I think so, because that's how they make money, is to finance cars. But what I think is going to happen is there are going to be fewer people able to finance cars because they don't have income coming in. they don't have a job, or their job has downsized, or, a number of things. So that's what I think might be happening with financing. So right now, if you have cars on your lot that are in that finance price range, I'm not saying, don't even hope for a sale. What I'm saying is that if a sale happens, then, you need to you need to be saying your prayers because that was probably a miraculous thing that went down. Okay. So, I do think people will still be financing. There are people whose income has not been affected. Lots of people who are working from home. So, that would be something else I would suggest, is to market to people who can still finance and buy. And those people are the ones with the corporate jobs who are working from home. They're still getting their regular pay, but with, just different work requirements. Okay. They're still going to be buying cars if they need a car, if they're looking to finance a car. Okay. Cash cars, though, always will sell. Joseph says, what price range do you consider cash cars? So cash cars, great question, are $3,500 or less. So that's any car you can sell for $3,500 or less. Okay. They are still going to sell because people can still get their hands on that cash. Tax returns are still being processed. People who had plans of buying a car with their tax return, those are still their plans, because this is their one time in the year that they'll have that much money to purchase that car. And so they don't want, to spend that money and not end up with a car. Okay. So yeah, tax returns are still being processed. So yes, sell cash cars. Getting inventory, the auctions. Like I was saying, a couple of states have shelter in place orders, and some auctions in some states have closed for viewing and inspecting, but they are doing online sales. Now, that don't mean nothing with cash cars, because it's you got to inspect these cars, right? So what I would say to do is to make contact with the auction and figure out what you can arbitrate. Okay, so if, for instance, you get a car that has a problem that you didn't really count on, then you can return it to the auction if need be. Okay, so just off the top of my head, some of those cars are going to be like your green light cars. Usually they'll have some kind of post-sale policy where you can buy the green light car, do the post-sale inspection, and they'll do the post-sale inspection at the auction. And then if there's anything wrong with it, then you can back out of the deal and get all your money back. So Joseph says, what makes and models tend to be the best for cash cars? Really all make and models. For cash cars, people really just want to buy a car that is affordable for them. So it's really all make and models. Of course, your Toyotas and your Hondas are going to sell faster because they have that reputation. However, they also are going to be more expensive at the auctions. So I encourage you to find, just sell other cars. In general, 4-door, 6-cylinder, any kind of family vehicle are going to sell faster than a 2-door, sporty, kind of vehicle. So just make sure you are buying something that is useful for a family, and it will sell. Okay. As long as it's $3,500 or less. And, you do a couple of other things to make sure it's, a decent vehicle. Okay. Does that answer your question, Joseph? So what was I saying? The auction. So if your local auction has closed down for viewing and inspecting, then make sure you can return the car if you don't want it. Okay, that's all I'm saying is if it's too much for you to repair, or that's not in your budget, just make sure you can return it. And there are a number of online auctions that already operate with that kind of model where you're not going to the lot to inspect. And so they just check their arbitration rules during this time. Okay. And if you need to call and talk to somebody, but you can still buy cars. All right. So then the question is, okay, after I buy the car from the auction, then how do I get it back? Well, there are a number of transporters that can bring your cars to you. And right now they may be a little busy because, they have more business, but you want to connect with them because they're going to be an essential part of your sales if you decide to do online sales, which I'll talk about in a moment. So, yes, you can get your vehicles transported and then, have them with you, have them delivered to you. Okay, so that's the auction. So I do kind of want to understand what people are experiencing, around the country. So have you been to the auctions? What's going on at your auction? Are you able to still buy cars? I'm addressing people who are skeptical, who are like, oh my God, it's all over. Like, no, it's not all over. This is, where the rubber meets the road, I think that saying goes, or like, you got to just change up a little bit. Okay. So let me know how things are going at the auctions. If you're going to the auctions, how's it going? Are you able to inspect? Are you able to test drive? Are you able, are the arbitration rules favorable for you to return? Like, let me know. And even if you're watching this on a replay, then, put it in the comments because I do want to understand. I just understand what's going on here and then what I've heard from a few people who've emailed me asking me questions. Okay, in California, auctions are shut down. What do you mean by shut down? Are they doing online sales only, Joseph? Dre says right now I'm buying from backlotcars.com. Yes. Okay. So yeah, online auction places are still doing their thing because they're set up. Their model is set up so that, there's minimal person-to-person contact anyway. Okay. So you can still do your thing. So yeah, let me know how it's going at the auctions. I do want to know so that I can pass the information on because there are a lot of people who are like, oh my goodness, it's all over. And I just want to let them know it's not all over. We're going to get through this and we're going to get through this better than we were before. Ain't that right? Can I get an amen? All right. Eric says online auction model is happening here. I bought 2 with mechanical problems in the description and gave them to my mechanic. Didn't have to inspect, but slower sale. Okay. All right. Great to know. Great to know. And then that raises something else that I was going to talk about, like the cars that you have that need a little more TLC. Like now you have time to do that. If you're into restoring cars or, buying cars that really need the most, this is your time to make that happen, like restore them, okay, or fix them up and have them ready for sale. Okay, so those are auctions. I wanted to talk about online arbitration and transporting. So then the second part I want to talk about is floor plans. So I want to say, I'm not for sure because I am not using a floor plan currently, but I want to say that floor plan companies learned a little something from the financial crash of 2008. Joseph says that CarMax Manheim are not holding auctions, quarantined in by governor, finding cars through private owners. Okay. All right. So they're not even doing online sales. They're not even doing simulcast. So floor plans. I want to say they learned a little something from 2008 because the floor plan companies had to repossess a lot of cars in 2008 because dealers, were having a hard time financially. So I want to say that they've learned from that time and understand that They can't be so focused on just collecting their fee and then repossessing cars that aren't paid for. So if you are with the floor plan company, I would encourage you to contact your rep and ask what they are extending to dealers during this time, and if they would consider making terms with you. Now, your rep is supposed to, be working with you on your behalf. Of course, they have things that they have to make sure they adhere by because they work for the company. Okay, I get that. But what I'm saying is hopefully they realize that repossessing cars hurt them more in 2008 than it helped, because a lot of dealerships closed and they didn't have that business anymore. And yeah, they had repossessed the cars, but they make money on, people continuing to use them. So if you are using a floor plan, contact your rep and, expect some preferential treatment, because this, we're in something very different than we ever have been before. So expect that they should have something in place to take care of you during this time. I had to turn back on the light. So any questions about floor plans? Anybody have floor plans? They're worried about floor plans, or they're having issues with their floor plan, or you're worried about selling the cars on the floor plan, because that's just the thing. You got to just sell those cars. So if you have money and you can buy those cars off your floor plan, that might be the best idea. So go ahead and do that. If you cannot do that, then you need to unload that inventory really quickly. If it is in the finance range, which is like, $5,000 or more, then you can sell them on eBay, or you can, what was the other thing I was thinking? You can sell them on eBay. I can't remember the other thing, but if I think about it, then I'll let you know. Eric says, I have a personal line of credit, easier in that regard. Yes, personal lines of credit are definitely easier than floor plans, okay? So make sure you just get those cars off your floor plan and right now, okay? Do whatever you can. Expect that you will sell those cars and get them off your floor plan. All right, so that's all I need to say about floor plans. And then sales. Okay, so people are not coming out like they used to. And in some places they can't. Governor has said we're going to shut it down, right? So then it's like, okay, I have cars to sell, but how am I going to get them sold? This is the time for your online sales program. What I mean by that is I talk a lot about my admiration for Carvana. Like when Carvana came on the scene, I was like, dang, I wish I had thought about that. Because it's just such a smart model for people who prefer buying cars online. Like they're okay with all of the risk that is involved, as long as there are certain guarantees in place. Okay. So now is the time for you to implement your Carvana-like program, which is selling cars online. There are a couple of things you need to do that. Because they're not buying the car from your location, your state may require a right of rescission period. So make sure you include that as like a return period. When you have your cars transported from the auction, that is the person who you can partner with, not that, but the person who transport your cars, or the company that transports your cars may be the company you can partner with, or they may have a suggestion of a company who will deliver cars to your customers. Okay. There are plenty of customers who will buy a car sight unseen. There are a couple of things though you need to do or advertise to make them feel more comfortable. One, you need to definitely have an inspection process to put them at ease as to what they're buying. If you don't have an inspection process, I can help you with that. Okay. And then you advertise that. Two, you need to, of course, have like some kind of, return period, which really is going to coincide with your right of rescission period. And then there are a couple of other things to do, which I think I might, I know I'm going to do training today with my auto dealer reboot dealers and my apprentices to talk about online sales, like their online sales process. So let me know if you are open to online sales or if you've done like strictly online sales before. And what I mean by online sales is not just listing your cars online, because we already do but it's listing the cars online, signing the paperwork online, delivering the car like you never see the customer. So have any of you done that before? And if so, how did it go? If you're interested in it, what are your questions to make it happen? Okay, because now is the time for online sales. There are people who will probably buy your car, but they're like, I don't want to get, coronavirus. So I don't want to go outside. So then bring the car to them so that they don't have to, feel like they're putting their life at risk to buy your car, right? So, let me know if you have any questions about online sales, because online sales can definitely pull you through at this moment. There are people who are going to be like, yes, I'm down for that. Now, I have to say, if you are not the type of person who, if you don't believe in your own online sales, then nobody else will. Okay. Like if you're like, I would never buy this car online. Well, nobody else will. Okay. So you have to make it so that you would be like, I would totally buy this car online with these things in place. I would totally take this risk. And if you can say that, then run it. Sell those cars online, because people are still buying cars. People right now are trying to figure out how to buy cars because they're trying to figure out how to get to the dealers who have their cash cars. So close that gap, make it easy for them, and sell your cars strictly online. Because while they're, looking, they're like, I just don't want to get sick. Nobody wants to have to deal with recovering from what's going on right now. Okay. So any questions about online sales? Any questions? Online sales? Any questions at all about the industry? Oh, while I'm waiting for questions, I did want to talk about financial support. So if you are finding yourself in a situation where you're like, you know what, I need to get a little more coming in, there are a number of entities that are offering financial support. So the SBA has opened up loans for small businesses. That's something for you to check out. I want to let you know, though, that they are going to ask for tax returns. So if you have not been filing tax returns, then get with our tax prep expert to ask what you need to have done. And of course, they're going to ask for tax returns for last year, not this year, not filing right now, because of course we have a deadline coming, we have an extension coming up. Joseph says, how do you feel about adding 90-day limited warranties on cars to sell cash cars? Yeah, do that. But you're not providing the warranty. Sign up with your warranty company and, sell the 90-day warranty. Yes, so do that. That's definitely a great idea. What was I talking about? Oh, so taxes. So the SBA loan is going to ask for taxes. This is another reason why I created the Auto Dealer Business School, is to help you turn your hustle into a business, because businesses get breaks, hustles don't. Okay. And what I mean by businesses, what's the distinction between businesses and hustles? Businesses usually file taxes. Businesses have different things in place. Businesses that have employees are definitely always first in line to get breaks, because they understand that small businesses employ the most people collectively. So if you are trying to figure out how to turn your hustle into a business, then, you can put a comment below and I can help you to transform your hustle into a business. Okay, so you can take advantage of things like this, like the SBA loan. The tax deadline has been extended, but you still have to, from what I understand, so I'm not a tax expert, I have to always disclaim that or disclose that. From what I understand, you still have to file the extension, but you have until July 15th for payments, okay? So there are a number of things that are happening to lighten the load. So if there was ever a time to experiment with something in your business to change the way you're doing business, something you've always wanted to do, now is the time. Because as long as, of course it makes sense, like I wouldn't necessarily buy, I don't know, really expensive cars. I don't know, actually really expensive cars, because those people will still have money no matter what. But what I'm saying is just make sure you think it through to make sure it's a good idea during this time. And if you need some help thinking some things through, then I'm definitely here to, give you my 2 cents if you're looking for an opinion. What else did I want to say about support? Okay, so unemployment. They are opening up unemployment. So this is another one of those hustle versus business concepts. If you have been paying yourself a wage, like via W-2, then you have also been paying unemployment insurance. So you can file an unemployment insurance claim. I hesitate because, of course, I'm not familiar with every state, but what I'm saying is check it out, because you may be eligible to collect unemployment during this time from your dealership. Understand what the implications are, ask questions. The people at the unemployment office should be very helpful, or if you're not able to reach them, then maybe send a message or whatever, but you can definitely apply if that has been the way you've been running your business. So let's see, SBA loans, unemployment, tax, filing deadline, delay. Are there any questions? I'm trying to see what else I wanted to tell you about to make sure that you have everything you need to thrive during this time, okay? Like, this is the time that, great businesses are I want to say solidified, okay? Because if you can make it through this, you can make it through anything. And I am here to help you make it through this. So any questions about that? And if I get any other information about resources, I will let you know. But I think that's all I remember. SBA loan, unemployment, and the tax filing deadline. And of course, we're still waiting to see what the stimulus package is going to be like. What's up, Sean? No worries. Good to see you. Of course, we're still waiting for that. But yeah. Any questions? Do you need any help? Closed mouths don't get fed. So shout out. There is no there's no honor in being quiet with your suffering. Get it. Get what you need, okay? Whatever it is you think you need to do what you need to do. Get it, okay? So any questions? Was this helpful? Did I give you some information that you could use right now? Was this practical? Or was this kind of far-fetched, or, something you wouldn't necessarily take advantage of, or, just give me some feedback, because I want to see how I can help you during this time for sure. Okay. So let me know. And what time is it? Is it? Yeah, I think it's our time. I'm trying to keep these kind of short so that people will watch them, because I don't watch long videos myself. Okay, great, Eric. Very helpful as usual. That's great. Good info. Great, Andre. Let me know if you need anything else. Okay, seriously, I want to see you succeed during this. Okay, that is my goal. Joe says there are more people online now than any other time. So advertise online. Yes, that is what I mean. Advertise online. Yes, more people online, and they will buy your $3,500 or less car online if you put it online in front of them. Okay, so you're right. All right, so I'll wait for your comments, questions. You can email me if you have questions. I'll put the email there. If you are looking for a strategy and you've never had a strategy session with me before, then you can schedule a strategy session where I spend 30 minutes talking with you about what's a good strategy for you to implement in your business. Maybe you want to learn more about online sales, about offering some kind of inspection process, any of that, then book a strategy session so I can help you through that. Yeah, and I think that's it. And I will see you guys soon. I think I'm going to change the date on the tax talk that's coming up. I'm going to get with Amanda. I think we'll probably end up changing that date. So stay tuned, but still do post your tax questions there. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, CEOs, I wish you the best. Much success. Bye.